Hey everybody, welcome to my Nanowrimo mid-month check-in. If you're new here, my name is Brenna Barrett and I'm an indie author. I have written 2 books in an urban fantasy series, and generally I participate in all the Nanowrimo stuff. The Camp Nanowrimos and the November Nanowrimo, which is the traditional one. Nanowrimo stands for National Novel Writing Month, if you are unfamiliar with the term. And it is a challenge to writers to write 50,000 words within a month. So that is what I spent about a month debating on whether or not I wanted to participate in. I didn't make a video talking about any projects or anything I was going to do for Nano because I was kind of feeling like I wasn't going to do it. I've spent about the last 5 months editing a book, and I didn't know if I wanted to jump in to Nanowrimo in a whole brand new project when I've still kind of got this other one on the back burner. It was do I want to devote the time to a new project and just get it started, or do I want to concentrate on this project that I've been working on for close to 6 months, trying to get this book edited and formatted and get beta reading feedback so that I can release this book hopefully within the next couple months. So after a lot of hemming and hawing internally and to my husband, I finally decided that I might participate. So when November 1st rolled around, I still wasn't sure if I wanted to do it. But I did decide that I would at least start outlining the book that I had been thinking about writing. Like I said, I've got 2 books out right now, and it's an urban fantasy series, and they're focused on one specific character. The book that I've been editing is a spin-off of that series, but it still has some of these main characters in it. It's just following another character. When I was trying to decide what I wanted to work on for Nano, if I was going to work on anything, I didn't really want to work on something that was in either of those 2 series. But I didn't want to step away from the world because I really enjoy the world. So what I decided to do was a project that I've kind of had in my mind for a couple years, I guess. Just this idea has been percolating in my head, and I thought, well, I can either start out trying to write this, or I can write the next book in the series for the book that I just finished editing. Mainly because I don't have a real good idea of what I want the plot for that next book to be, I decided to go for something brand new. And I have been writing in the same world with the same characters for about the last 5 years, so it has felt good to step away from the characters that I know so well and to start fresh with new people. So that said, that is what my project is about. I am still in the same world as the Beldoran series, but it is focused on a different kind of magical creature. I'm focusing on the shifters. And also the female main character is a sphinx, which isn't exactly a shifter even though she can shift, but sphinxes are considered their own race of magical creatures. So it's been a lot of fun exploring that. I've also brought in another magical creature that I've not mentioned yet before in the other series, and I might bring in even more. I don't know. I'm having a lot of fun fleshing the world out away, because the Beldoran series and the Lost Legends series both take place in urban environments. They're both urban fantasies. So it's been nice to step away to this book series, which has no name or title or anything. I'm just calling it the Shifter book because it's set in a mountain town where the shifters they don't really run the town, but they kind of do. Not in like a bad way, just they live in the mountains, and most of the jobs there are taken by shifters because there's not really many humans there. They've built this lodge, and so they offer hikes and horseback rides, and there's a lake, so there's all kinds of water sports and activities, just stuff like that. And the shifters basically run that's how they make their money, and it is a way to kind of control how the tourists interact with them and with their town because they're basically in charge. That is the basic project that I've been working on. But I also am being a Nanowrimo rebel this year. I wasn't even positive I was going to write this book until probably November 3rd or 4th, when I actually sat down and started putting some serious words to page. I spent the first couple days working on my Lost Legends book, and then I also spent a little bit of time outlining this shifter book. So I started out Nanowrimo in the hole because I was basically just writing my outline. And my outlines are never very detailed, just a couple words, a couple sentences about things I want to happen in chapters. It's very loose. I almost always veer off course. I did that in, I don't know if it was NaNoWriMo last year or Camp NaNoWriMo. Either way, I've got vlogs for those if you want to watch them. But generally speaking, I don't stay on my outlines too much. I veer off and follow a tangent just to see where it goes. And if I like where it goes, then I'll just re-outline the end of the book to get me there, or re-outline a couple chapters to get back on track. I've started hearing this term of a discovery writer. So I'm a little bit of an outliner and a little bit of a discovery writer, because I'll let my characters go where they want to go, but I usually have some kind of outline to get started. I like to have some kind of idea about what the main plot is going to be throughout the story, so that I've got some kind of thread that I can go back to if I get hopelessly lost. As of day 14, I know that today is the 15th. I don't know if I'll get this video up today. It may go up on the 16th. But as of November 14th, my NaNoWriMo total was 28,126. Now, that is nano words, and that includes what I wrote for my outline. So for my draft of this book, though, I've only got 26,040, because that doesn't include what I had written for my outline. But because they're all words that I wrote during November, I think they all count. So the first 2 weeks of Nano have been pretty good. I've had a few high and low days, right? Like November 2nd was my lowest word count day. I had 342 words. I think I spent most of that day formatting my Lost Legends book and getting it set up on Amazon. And if you've ever formatted a book, you know that it can take a really long time. I don't have a Mac, so I don't have Vellum to do it real easy for me. I have to sit and do it. And I've got templates and everything, but there's a lot of nitpicking when it comes to formatting your book using Microsoft Word, which is what I use. So it takes me a couple hours to get it just how I want it, and then to get it to upload so that you can preview it, and then you might have to adjust. So I got all that done, but that means I didn't do much outlining that day. And I was fine with it, because at that point I was thinking maybe I wouldn't do Nano. And then I got sucked in by some daily vlogs and some writing sprints. And I've been watching the daily vlogs, the likes of Sarah Cannon from Heart Breathings, and Katie Wismer, and Becca C. Smith. I don't remember who else I'm watching that's doing daily vlogs, and then I watch a couple other people that are combining it and doing weeklies and stuff like that. And watching people on their journey for NaNoWriMo and seeing everybody be so excited and getting into the writing sprints where everybody's so excited. And I had a serious case of, fear of missing out. So I jumped in and decided I'm going to do Nano, but I'm still going to be a rebel. NaNoWriMo's daily word goal is 1,667. If you've not ever participated, that's how many words you have to get every day to reach your 50K by the end of the month. I'm not telling myself that I have to reach that goal every day. I would like to hit the 50K by the end of the month, but if I don't, then okay. I'm trying to make this novel the best that I can, but I don't want to push myself. I have written the last several books using NaNoWriMo and stuff, and usually speaking, my rough drafts are a little over 50,000 words, anywhere from 52 to 56. And the book that I just finished editing from the Lost Legends series was around 56,000 when I finished writing it. And when I finished editing it and formatting it, it was over 80,000 words. So my rough drafts are just that. They're rough and they're bare bones, because normally I don't add a whole lot of detail about what the characters are feeling or what they're doing. Sometimes the dialogue is a little sparse. The dialogue tags may not be there. There may not be movement in a scene, or I may not even describe something. I may just put, like asterisks of describe XYZ and then just move on, because I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on something else. So I wasn't holding myself to a really firm, you have to do 1,600 words a day at least, so that you can stay on track. I've got a graph in my bullet journal. I've got 3 columns, and one of them is how many words I write for that day, my goal for how many words I want to write, and then my total for my Nanowrimo writing so far. And some days my goal is only 1,000 words, or some days my goal is only 500 words. Some days I'll be really feeling it and be like, I'm really wanting to push myself, and I'll push for 2,000 or something. But I'm not making myself write. To me, it doesn't matter if I win Nano, because I know that I'm going to finish the book at some point anyway, and I don't want the pressure. Just this year, I just didn't want the pressure. So it's actually been a lot more enjoyable now that I've like settled into, I'm just going to be a rebel and write what I can. And I'm actually doing better than I usually do word-wise, because some days the words just really flow. But I've really enjoyed writing this book so far. I'm enjoying getting to know some new characters. Like I said before, I've been writing, I've wrote the Belle Doran series. I've written 4 books in that series, and then I wrote a spin-off series to that which features some of the same characters from that series. So I've been with the same people in the same town, following the same things for the past 4 or 5 years. And this book that I'm writing now takes place in a completely different state with brand new people. Nobody is anybody I've written before, and it's really nice to start writing about people that I've not written about before. Now, granted, I don't know these characters as well, so I'm still getting to know them and their likes and dislikes, and figuring out, you know, like their favorite drinks and stuff like that, because I like to keep a running list of all that kind of stuff. So I'm doing a little bit of, you know, character building on my outline as well as I'm writing in the book. So, you know, words are going in multiple places. But it feels pretty good. I'm enjoying myself. I like writing in this new world. That said, I'm also writing this book as a paranormal romance, and my Belle Doran series is not that way. It is an urban fantasy with very light romantic elements. The Lost Legends, there's a little bit more of a romantic element, which I think will be more prevalent in book 2, but I've not hardcore gone, you know, like romance. But this book, I wanted to try something different again, and I just wanted to step away from what I've been doing for the last 5 years. And so I'm writing a paranormal romance, and I'm very concerned about, you know, the love scenes and stuff that I'm going to have to write. Well, I don't have to, but it's expected in the paranormal romance genre that there will be love scenes. And I don't know how comfortable I'm going to be writing them. I don't know how well I will write them. I'm always a little overly analytical when it comes to my fight scenes. I'm like, well, should I say that the left hand did this while the right hand does that? And I think I go into too much detail, and that was even a comment from a beta reader. They're like, you don't have to explain that the person stood up from the chair, pushed the chair in, and then walked over there before they did. Like, you don't need every single detail. The person who reads it can infer that that's what they do. So I'm kind of gonna have to like write it detailed, and then I'm gonna probably have to pull back afterwards. But that's a problem for later that I'm not going to worry about now. So that is how the first 2 weeks of Nano have gone for me. I am, like I said, I'm looking forward to doing more on this book and seeing where it takes me. So if you've made it this far, and if you are participating in Nano, then please let me know how you're doing down below. Tell me about your book if you're wanting to, and I'll leave links down below to all my social media and to my Nanowrimo buddy tag. So if you want to be buddies on Nano's website, then feel free to add me. So if you liked this video, please give it a like or subscribe if you want to have more content from me. I am going to try to get back into filming more often. Life just really got in the way. I know it's been a really long time since I posted a video, and if you want a whole video on why it's been so long, I can do that. Just put it in the comments and I'll be happy to make it. But I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things and get some more videos posted. I've got a list of stuff that I want to make videos about and talk about. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with my writing that I want to, I want to share with other writers. So I need to get back on the ball. So there you have it, my mid-month check-in. Feel free to comment and let me know how you've been doing down below. And until next time, bye.